I'm Lorraine Penduka from a company called Filing Geeks in South Africa. I specialize in records and document management. This entails all your physical and electronic filing, and I usually go to corporates, to governments, to small and medium-sized businesses. Information is so important, and people neglect the fact that documents are key to your business. So when I do my business, I am trying to make it more efficient for them and easy to access documents and information, because in this world, time is of essence. The idea of filing gigs was birthed out of a frustration of over a decade when I was working in corporate finance and accounts. Every time that auditors came into the office was the worst season for me, because that one document that they request is the one document that was not in the file. And I thought to myself, well, there has to be a much easier and better way of filing and retrieving documents. There should be a way for us to track where that document is, who that last person was who had that document. So filing gigs came about to simply make it easier for companies to access information. Staff can waste up to 4 hours in a year looking for lost documents or documents that cannot be tracked. And it's also a means of protecting the intellectual information, preventing corporate espionage, because you know who's responsible for documents, who last viewed your document, and you get to destroy documents at the time that they become redundant. The reason why I joined Afrinection is that it provides me with a great platform to network and connect with other entrepreneurs. It becomes really lonely sometimes when you face certain challenges in your business, but when you have a network where you can just have discussions around it, it becomes a much easier place to work. I remember a time when I was starting the business and funding was a bit of a challenge for me. I couldn't figure out where I would get funding or where I would get financial resources, to buy some of the equipment that was needed for the company. But then I went to see one of my mentors, and they gave me a very brilliant ideas in terms of barter trade, where I just offer my services in return for something that I need. I found that to be very profound, because barter trade is very primitive in today's society, but it was actually quite a good idea for me to initiate that process, and effectively it actually worked out for me very well. So sometimes all you need to do is have conversations around some of the challenges and the problems that you're facing as an entrepreneur. What innovation means to me is finding new ways of solving old problems. For every problem, there is a solution that's there in place. And I believe as entrepreneurs, that's our responsibility of finding the creative and innovative ways of solving those problems. Now, innovation in today's world, there are so many challenges that are there, and we are so used to doing business as usual in a certain method, in a certain way, that we know that a particular company or a previous company used to solve these things. But I believe there's a great opportunity for us to apply creativity. We're living in a more technologically advanced world, so we should have more information at our fingertips that will ignite that passion, that will ignite that creativity in order for us to solve those problems that we face. Africa has such great potential, and I'm so excited about the coming seasons, because Africa is just going to go to a totally new level. What I believe could really help Africa go from good to great is changing the mindset of especially the young generations, from being consumers to being producers, and also from moving from management to leadership. I think that's one of the two major crises that I see in Africa that we really need to change and develop. We've got young people who are creative, young people who are techno savvy, and we can use that to our advantage to make sure that they become leaders of tomorrow, leaders of integrity, leaders of character, And also that they become producers. They don't see themselves as employees, but they see themselves as entrepreneurs, as people who empower not only their community, but the country and the continent as a whole.